And Karen Dunne-Squire is going to be talking about sales and marketing and alignment. Is it an impossible task? So, Karen, welcome.
Thank you, Gavin. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Karen Dunne-Squire and I am the Managing Director of a business called Elation. Before I kick off today, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Ollie and his team for inviting me to speak today. A massive thank you to Gavin for keeping us all in order today. But most importantly, a massive thank you to you for turning up today, for choosing personal development and networking as part of your business strategy for this year. So, as you can see from the slides and the data around my presentation today, I'm here to talk about sales and marketing alignment. But first of all, let me tell you a little bit about why I want to talk about those things. So, I run a business which we refer to as a business growth agency. And we do that because everything to do with generating more revenue and profit for your organisation is our business. And where we focus our time is on building really powerful sales and marketing operations. I spent 15 years of my career working in corporate businesses. Then I moved on and have spent the last 12 working in SME businesses. And I've learned an awful lot about what looks good around sales and marketing alignment. So if you'll give me the benefit of your attention for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to share with you what we know about the way that sales and marketing operations work together. And I'm also going to share with you some very tangible models that you can use in your organisation to make sure that your sales and marketing departments align together. Whether you're a business owner, a business leader, a sales or marketing department member, how well these two departments operate together is absolutely fundamental to how easy it is to hit the revenue and growth expectations in a business. So I can't see you. I'm going to hope that you're all sitting very comfortably and you're all absolutely ready to hear me talk about the most profitable relationship that you will ever build. So why have I called this keynote that exact title? Well, the reason is that as sales professionals, we tend to be incredibly good at building relationships, the ability to nurture other people, the ability to create plans and processes to solve problems together, the ability to overcome objections, the ability to ask brilliant questions. They're the bedrock of everything that a sales department is built on. And every great salesperson is great at those things. But unfortunately, my experience leads me to believe that actually, often in businesses, we don't turn those skills inward nearly regularly enough. So I'm going to ask you to spend the next few moments of your day thinking about how you can make sure that your relationship across marketing and sales is as strong as collaborative as, and as solutions focused as the relationships you look to build with your prospects and customers. So let's crack in to the content for today. First of all, we're going to talk about integration and what it really looks like at the moment in the real scenario. Then we're going to be a bit controversial and challenge, is there really a point in striving for quality integration? Then we're going to think about what benefits you might get as a business. And I'm going to wind up the session by sharing with you specifically how you can shape that integration and alignment and what benefit you'll get through planning that collaboration. So make sure you have a pen handy, because not only might you want to take some notes about the things that great businesses do to create that alignment, you may very well have a question for me at the end, and I'd really love to take them. So make sure you jot them down. So this debate around sales and marketing alignment and how the two departments should coexist in a business has been raging for quite some time. Scholars, entrepreneurs alike have all had something to say on the subject. And I note here for you a couple of the esteemed commentators who have had articles, surveys, and materials published in this area. And this idea of the great turf war between the two departments, the debate has been raging. What we notice is a few things when we study the data. Typically, a corporate organisation tends to be quite marketing led. And if you're sitting there from a corporate organisation that is not marketing led, please know, there's an exception to every rule, and I would absolutely expect stereotypes to be broken. So it's by no means that every business takes this shape, but just to talk about trends. Typically, a corporate business would be marketing led. It would invest a lot in design and advertising. It would typically have senior level marketeers working in it, strong strategies being written and delivered. More typically, an SME business is sales led. The sales team would likely to be the first to be formed in a business. It would be the most mature department in a smaller business, and there will be smaller attention paid to marketing budgets. Now, whether that's true of your business or not, what that indicates for us is that the departments rarely sit as peers in the organisation. We refer to sales-led businesses and marketing-led businesses. We rarely see businesses in which the two departments are fully aligned and sit as peers. Now, why is this a problem? Well, what we know is that 68% of businesses across small and corporate organisations, 68% struggle to demonstrate any alignment between the two departments. There is no tangible and cohesive set of objectives and plans that drive both departments forward. That means that only 32% of businesses have really clear alignment across sales and marketing. Yet what we also know from a survey from Forbes as well, the same data set, is that businesses who have alignment are 78% more likely to meet their growth goals. So we've got an inherent contradiction here. And I'd like to take a few minutes to explore why that might be. So sales versus marketing. It's one or the other. We pick between the two. And this collaboration that we should seek to achieve in our business is rarely evident in any tangible way. And a lot of businesses would argue that the agendas between sales and marketing are so diverse that pulling them together is a devil's task and can never be won. We have different priorities in sales and marketing. A sales team are very turnover led, and a marketing would be very activities led. Your sales team are likely to be very people focused and focusing on the interpersonal side of things, whereas your marketing team are very analytically focused and task focused. Typically, sales departments have a shorter term view. They're looking to push for the targets for this week, this month, this quarter, whereas your marketing team are looking to take a much longer term view. Sales typically are very tactically led. They strive to carry out activity, whereas your marketing team strive to build strategy. So they are quite diverse in their agenda and objectives. So we're driven in different ways if we're in sales and marketing. So how can we align? Often we hear people say that sales generate the leads and marketing close them. Or we say that sales deal with the people and marketing deal with the analysis. We're very regularly hearing these two departments described at cross purposes, two different sides. But remember, they are the same coin. And what we know is that these stereotypes, if broken, will bring really, really significant benefit. Organizations who are able to align sales and marketing around one common goal make more money. So what's that common goal? It's easy. And it's everything that I'm going to talk with you about for the next 7 to 8 minutes. And that is aligning your teams around the same customer journey. Your customer's experience of your business dictates exactly how much money you make. And ensuring that that experience is world-class every single time is the job of both sales and marketing. So aligning these two powerful departments behind one very clear customer journey is the secret to business success. Your customer's experience of your business is made up of a set of very specific interactions that they have with your organization across a period of time, delivered in a multitude of different ways. And the process that you shape and how your sales and marketing department deliver on that process is exactly how you strive for alignment and also, of course, business success. So, businesses who take the time to align their sales and marketing departments all behind one really powerful customer journey get some really significant wins. We know you get increased conversion rates, shorter sales cycles, much higher customer satisfaction, higher profit margins, lower cost of sales. All of these are extremely powerful wins if you take the time to craft a customer journey that is world class and line up all of your resources behind that across sales and marketing. So, sales and marketing department controlling the experience that your customer has with the business and ensuring that they are a united force communicating and collaborating around that one journey is fundamental. So there's a number of different ways that you can craft your customer journey. This is just one that I'd like to share with you that we really hold store in at Elation. And this is the Kotler model of customer journey. This is the model of rational decision making. And it says that as you are bringing your customers through that decision making cycle with your business, they cover through these 5 stages. The experts among you will know that there's 6, but bear with me while I narrate these 5. We've excluded the trial offering for this particular exercise. So, the top end of the funnel, we're generating awareness and interest. We're making sure that customers know we exist and know what we do. In that middle of that funnel, we're supporting their evaluation. We're giving that customer the data that they need to make a buying decision. And then later on down the funnel, once the buying decision has been influenced, we're ensuring we have high levels of commitment, high levels of loyalty, and we're delivering a high level of service. Businesses who pull through the right volume of customers through this journey make their growth goals. Businesses who do not, don't. And at every single touch point on that journey, your sales and marketing departments both have expectations. So let me pull this slide up again. Let's imagine you're in a sales department. The stereotype is that you're highly tactically led. Your customer needs you to be strategic as well as tactical. So we think about how sales needs to contribute across every stage of this journey. Let's look at this tactical side and we'll pull up the relevant slide. So at awareness stage, your sales team are doing cold calls. They should be doing outreach through LinkedIn, through telephone calls, through visits, to follow up emails. They're attending sales meetings. They're emailing out welcome packs. They're capturing feedback from your customer. This is all the stereotypically sales-led activity that happens throughout the journey. You'll see in a moment that at every single stage of that journey, there is a baton pass between sales and marketing. But we don't just need sales to be tactical. We need them to be strategic. We need them to be thinking about what are the sector conversion rates and how can they feed that data back to marketing to give them intelligence. We need to be feeding back frontline findings around the reaction to pricing and pushing that information back into marketing. We need to be analysing and communicating buying patterns. We need to be feeding in intelligence about product diversification. At every single stage in the customer journey, your sales team have an obligation to have strategic conversations with marketing about what they're learning on the front line. So you can see from this very simple example that considering sales involvement in every stage of the journey across tactical and strategic gives some real clarity around what their responsibilities are and how they communicate with marketing. Let's do the exercise again and imagine that we're in the marketing department. We have tactical responsibilities too, to deliver email marketing campaigns, to write relevant blogs, to create content for those sales meetings, to craft the welcome packs, and to capture the feedback information. All of those specific tactical activities interlace with everything that is happening with the tactical activities in the sales department. And there should be really quality baton passing throughout. And once again, if I'm a salesperson, I'm relying on my marketing department to build me a quality database and provide me with details of my ideal customer profile. I want information on marketing trends. I need competitor analysis and buying patterns. And this information should be shaped, created, and pushed into the sales department. So these slides give you an indication of an exercise that should be happening in your business every quarter at least, which is around planning the collaboration between sales and marketing. Craft out that customer journey. Understand from a tactical perspective and a strategic perspective what role sales plays and what role marketing plays. Allocate responsibilities. Create an environment for shared communication. Line up these powerful resources behind that one really strong customer journey, and you have two opposing teams with opposing skill sets, with opposing agendas, driving towards the same goal. So you have absolute clarity and alignment, you have absolute clarity in responsibility and objective, and most of all, you have absolute clarity in how you obtain results for your business. So if you're wanting to learn more about exactly how to apply these ideas in your business, please feel free to zap that QR code, download our ebook, and you'll have all the information that you need to really further on the idea of process, driving communications, driving your people, so that you too can have a massively high growth organization through collaboration, communication, and alignment. Here's to your best relationship with marketing and sales. I've been Karen Dunne-Squire. Many thanks for listening.
Thanks, Karen. Really enjoyed that.
Good.
Excellent. So I've started with virtually the same question for everybody because it's intrigued me as we go through this, because clearly the changing nature of sales and of marketing and the bringing together of them rather than lobbing things at each other over a 6-foot wall. So I'm curious, how do you see all of this impacting the change in mindset and skill set of salespeople? And if you've got an organization out there, how do you see that changing the hiring and the kind of talent that you want to bring into the business?
Oh, isn't that interesting? So 2 questions, I guess, in that, wasn't there? Yep. The first one is, how do I see this changing in the changing environment? So, I mean, one of the things I've done a huge amount of in the last sort of 20 months is speaking with leaders about how the evolution that we've been through has impacted their businesses. And I think that what has happened universally is we as human beings have become ever more critical of our buying experience. The buying experience, we invest more time in it. We have much higher standards for it. We are much less tolerant for error and mistake. So I think what that's seen is the strong rise to the top. And those people who aren't prepared to adapt, innovate, and diversify haven't seen themselves competing as well as they had before. So I think more personal development, more diversification, and more focus on giving the customer even more than they might have expected from you before. Is that common to your experience, Gavin?
Yeah, it is. It is. And how do you think that impacts the kind of salespeople that we should be recruiting then?
Interesting. I mean, one of the other themes I think that's come out of the last 20 months in business for me is that organizations who've taken a really people-centric approach have thrived. And that applies to the way that they treat the people inside their business as well as the people outside of their business. And, we've always talked about needing salespeople that ask great questions and unearth need and build relationship and solve problems and add value. But commonly, a sales team tends to be made up of people who are finance focused, not people focused. I don't think that businesses who overlook their customers' needs in respect of making money are going to continue to thrive particularly well. We need to pay attention to the human element of our roles, I think. And so salespeople who are genuinely people-centric are going to win the day, I think.
Sure. I mean, you'll have seen it, I'm sure, this massive battle that's been going on, because there was this journey towards more enablement and towards more automation. But there were so many people fighting it, trying to do things the old way. And then the pandemic and everybody being at home has changed things. But even so, the talk that's coming back from a lot of the people I speak to is, just let me back out there. Let me get back to the way things were. If you're an individual now, so I mean, I'll ask you from an individual perspective rather than an owner or a manager or a leader perspective. If you're an individual out there and you're going, no, I want to embrace this new normal. You said it's all about training and development. What areas do you think they should be looking at right now?
That's a great question. You know, I hear that conflict between digital transformation and automated customer journey, and just actually wanting to be out there talking to the people. What I've learned, and you know, I'm a salesperson. I've been a salesperson all of my life. I still sell now. When we were forced into digital transformation, we invested a huge amount of time in technology and automation. That has in no way diminished my desire to connect with real people. I want to meet with people. I want to phone people. I want to network with people. I want human connection. And there is never going to be anything that will replace that human connection. However, the way that we enhance our customer journey, the way that we add to that human relationship build, is by putting in multiple touch points in many, many diverse ways. So do all the great stuff that you've always done before on the phone, face to face, and in networking and in events, but master how you can add on to that with technology. So learn how to do a nice video proposal, you know, make sure you're mastering LinkedIn voice notes, make sure you're understanding how you can be in front of your customer in ways that aren't face to face, because otherwise you won't outstrip the competition, because they will be doing it. So we've just got to be more diverse, I think.
Thank you. There's some lovely themes coming through, I think. This one around skills development. Somebody earlier on talked about the half-life of a skill dropping dramatically. So it's not just a case of upskilling now, it's a case of upskilling for the future. And I think one of the things that comes out for me when we were talking just before the break, and one of the speakers talked about the examples of great customer service, such as the person in the airport, and such as remembering somebody's birthday. And I said, well, aren't they the things that great salespeople always did? But it was that top echelon of salespeople. And I think what we have here is an opportunity to create systems and automation that enable all salespeople to rise to that top level. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Those people that go the extra mile, dot every I and cross every single T, and never forget a birthday, you know, with all the best will in the world, they're few and far between. If we can automate some of those memory tools and make sure that that customer still benefits from that, then that is allowing software to increase the top echelon,
Fantastic.
make more of us capable of it.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Karen. I really enjoyed that.